What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Breakdown Sportscast. I'm your good friend and host, Kory Willis. Hope everyone out there is doing well on a Friday, getting set for round one of the college football playoffs. We got a game today. Oklahoma taking on Alabama. Should be a big game out there, guys. So, overall, guys, I hope you all are doing well on a Friday. As always, we appreciate you all tuning in with us on the show. If you want to follow us, you can follow us on social media on X, Instagram, TikTok at Breakdown Sport at BD Sportscast. You can find all of our content there. If you want to find us on podcast format, if any of your favorite podcast apps, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you can find us. The Breakdown Sportscast. You can just type that in and find all of our past and present episodes there. And also, if you're listening to us on our live streams here on our official YouTube channel and on our Twitch channel at Breakdown Video Game Cast, where Chris and I time to time play some video games on there. Yeah, definitely follow us on there. We appreciate you guys support. Leave a like, comment, subscribe on all of our channels. It definitely means a lot to Chris and I as we continue to build this community moving forward. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers, guys. If we can do that, we can put your name into a raffle to win some free swag, courtesy of Chris and myself, as a thank you to this great community that you guys have helped build here. So, yeah, guys, we appreciate all of your support indeed. As always, you know who I'm with, guys. I'm with my good friend and co-host. He is Chris Bolton. Chris, what's going on, my brother?
Nothing much, nothing much. Just hey, I'm ready to get into these games. It's time. We're here. A little controversy on the way, but at the end of the day got to end. So it is what it is. So we got to enjoy what we have, and we got we got some interesting matchups. We got some G5 teams in the mix. We'll see what they can do, but we do got some premier games on the docket, and I think it'll be a fun playoff weekend.
Indeed, Chris. Look, this is the week we've been waiting for. We've been waiting for the playoffs to begin. The stages are set.
Mm-hmm.
We now know who are the top 12 teams, and now we can definitely see who's gonna duke it out for a chance at the national championship trophy coming up in January. So yeah, man, we got a lot of great games indeed. Yeah, I think the game in Norman that we're going to be talking about momentarily is definitely going to set the tone for a wild weekend in college football.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely is. That place will be insane. I can't wait to see the scenery. That place will definitely be sold out in Norman, and it's going to be lit in Oxford. I mean, it's going to be lit at Kyle Field, the 12th man hosting the playoff game. I mean, we got some quite some places, some storied programs, storied stadiums. That's going to be hosting some big time games. So I mean, it's going to be lit. Austin Zoo. I mean, it's countless venues. It's going to be turned up.
It is. It is, and it look like we were talking about it off air. Like Oklahoma, they already like cancel classes and all that stuff. At OU, no one's gonna be walking around there, going to class or going to work or anything. They're gonna be there watching some football. As the Crimson Tide come into town. So look, they know how that town's going to be. They know how much of importance with this game is in terms of them making it far into the playoffs this season. Oklahoma has worked very hard to get to this point, Chris. And look, they want to make it count. And it
Yeah.
starts this weekend, this Friday, against the Crimson Tide. They want to make sure, hey, what you saw mid-season, uh, well, heading towards the end of the season of that game, um, that that was no fluke. We we dominated. We want to make sure we dominate again against Alabama. So it's gonna be interesting, man. I'm ready, man. It should be a great weekend.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, man. Before we tap into some of the games, the playoff games, Chris, had some portal news, of course. Drew Mestamaker, really good quarterback down there in North Texas. Decided to put his hat into the ringer, into the transfer portal ringer, Chris. So, um, what were your thoughts just about a guy like Drew Mestamaker putting his name into the transfer portal? DJ Lagway, which is one of the biggest that we've heard this week. He also put his name into the transfer portal too. What were your thoughts about seeing some of these quarterbacks decide to head to other schools potentially?
Yeah, I feel like, some of these high end programs who may be losing guys, I think they'll replenish. They'll be able to find a QB. Miami with Carson Beck. Beck's going to be going pro. I think Miami will be in the market for one of these top QBs, whether it's a DJ Lagway, um, a Dylan Raiola is expected to be in the portal. Sam Levitt is also anticipated to be in the portal. And it's been interesting. I know you've heard the rumblings about how things have ended for Sam at Arizona State. So we'll see how everything goes though. But I think in terms of the quarterback for North Texas, it's interesting. I could see him almost having the kind of impact that uh, that let me see what's my guy name for Oklahoma Kory
Oh,
OU's QB
John Mateer.
John Mateer, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Mateer. I can see him kind of because Mateer came from a smaller school, was out there at Washington State,
Mm-hmm.
and went to OU. Has had a pretty big impact for Oklahoma this year. And even though it's been a little rocky the last month since the hand injury, he definitely brought leadership and a command to the offense that OU needed. And I can see um, you know North Texas QB. I can see him because we've seen how he's played this year. Their offense has been dynamic. He can
Mm-hmm.
have that same kind of impact for a contender and potentially whether it's a team that was right there on the outside looking in, um, whether it is, I wouldn't say Vandy just because I know Vandy has their 5-star QB coming in with Curtis, but a team that was right there in the mix. I can see him potentially being that missing piece, and that's what the teams will sell him on to get us to the playoff. Whoever he goes to will be a team that's right there in the mix. It could potentially he could be a look for Miami. Miami will get one of these top dogs. I'll tell you that right now. Any if you're a top 5 QB in the portal, Miami will get you, and LSU will be in the mix as well. They will leave with something. Lane Kiffin's gonna leave with something. They're gonna make sure Lane Kiffin has something for his first season. Cause I'm gonna tell you now, they expect the playoffs year one, day one, out there at LSU. So the red carpet will be rolled out, and whoever Lane Kiffin wants, LSU will do everything in its power to make sure he gets. And I anticipate them being in the playoffs too. So these QBs, man, they will shuffle around. We'll see where Raiola ends up. I think he might end up in the SEC, Kory. He's been out there in Nebraska I think one of these big time SEC schools, whether it could be a Florida, whether it could be a LSU. We've heard about Lagway potentially maybe going to LSU. We've heard about Lagway maybe going to Baylor. He is a Texas guy. That would be interesting too. There's going to be a shuffling of these QBs going on, and some of these top schools at Florida, you got to replace them too. So we'll see where these guys end up.
This is look, Chris. This is interesting more than like the early signing period itself. It's one thing of seeing like some of the top dogs, um, top high school prospects going to their respective colleges for however long that is. There's another thing where when the transfer portal comes up and we're talking about transfer portal quarterbacks, oh man, talk about opening up Pandora's box. That's where we're in right now. And yeah, I think it's gonna get very interesting to seeing what guys um like a Bo Perbula goes. Like, will he go back to Penn State? Yeah, I mean, we heard people at Penn State was just
They said he,
reeling.
he didn't want to leave.
He didn't
Yeah.
want to leave. Like after seeing the debacle that was Penn State football this season, yeah, there were a lot of people that were Penn State fans that were wishing that they had someone like Bo Perbula. So does he go back? What does DJ Lagway do? Does he go back to the state of Texas and he plays for a team like Baylor? That'd be interesting. Or does a wild card uh, comes out of nowhere, Chris, and who knows? DJ Lagway is playing for Texas Tech next season. He ain't hit it because that could happen.
It could happen. It
So
could happen.
Bear Morton's he's not going to be there next season. So yeah, that's a
Could
lot
Raiola
to happen.
end up at Texas Tech and follow the footsteps of Patrick Mahomes?
Look at that. Hold on now. Hold on. We get a little bit too ahead of ourselves, sir.
Hey,
oh my god.
it's a possibility. He loves to be like Patty Mahomes. Go to Texas Tech.
Yeah. Look, he wearing a 15. Look, he can't wear number 15. Is that jersey retired there?
Not yet.
oh no. Oh no! What if Patrick Mahomes puts an ultimatum out on Texas Tech? Is like, hey, but bring him there. But we don't want to bring him there, Patrick. Bring him there, or I'm taking away all of the NIL funds. You see this? You see this facility? My name is on this facility.
He might have to wear that number 5. Just take the 1 off.
Oh my gosh. That would be insane. That would be insane. But it'll make for good television.
Hey, and we'll find out just how good he is too.
Yeah.
I don't Nebraska's been a little disappointing with the offense that they've run. Been a lot of check down Charlie with Dylan. We'll see what he can do at there at Texas Tech, because hey, Texas Tech is going to be here for a minute now. They're not going nowhere.
No, you're absolutely right, Chris. I think I think this team is a well-oiled machine now, and I say that pun intended. Yeah, I think Texas Tech for years to come, they're going to be a really, really good football team. And look, this is just like some one-off for them. They want to be in contention every single season, and if they can do that, they can potentially rule the Big 12 conference. Chris, we could be talking about Texas Tech every year where they're in it. It's almost like an Alabama or LSU type team in that conference, but they're always in it, no matter what.
Oh yeah.
So
no, you're right. I mean, they got the money, the funds to bring in the guys, and they clearly have the coaching staff too, Kory. It's one thing to get the players in there. LSU had the players in there. We saw how that worked out. Texas Tech got the guys, and they squeeze every bit of juice out of that fruit.
Right. So yeah, man. Yeah, this is a great time to see what's gonna happen with a lot of these quarterbacks and a lot of these players um that are potentially gonna be going to new homes, man. And look, I can't
Yeah.
wait.
Oh, even a Cromanhope, Luke
Yeah.
Cromanhope,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
who
Yep.
he who was a highly touted transfer QB this last cycle,
Mm-hmm.
but was unable to beat out Kamario Taylor. And looks like Mississippi State has something brewing with Kamario Taylor. Luke Cromanhope, it ain't an indictment on him that you couldn't beat out Kamario.
No,
I think Luke Cromanhope is a really good QB. I'm curious to see where he winds up at.
me too. Me too. I definitely liked the pick during the off season last year, where Levy got him in the boat. Man, it kind of makes you wonder after the season had played out. Man, like could we have won a game or two with Luke Cromer before he got out of Mississippi State? The world
Man,
would never know.
it is a whole different dimension where if either Cromanhope or Kamario starts the season at QB for Mississippi State, not Blake Shapen, boy, they could mess around and won 8 games. But we're gonna let that be.
Yeah,
We're gonna let that hurt go, man. It is what it is. At least stays in the bowl game.
yeah,
Stays in the bowl game.
yeah.
Hey, it's a January bowl game.
Mm-hmm.
January
Yeah.
2nd.
Yeah. Nice. I love it. I love it. Look, getting those extra 15 bowl practices, Chris, it definitely brings more of a camaraderie with your team, and it's definitely helps you build for the next year. So, and hearing a guy like Camario Taylor, guy's ecstatic. Um,
hmm
he's like a sponge to a lot of those players there in terms of his excitement, his demeanor, and just his work ethic. I think Levy definitely has a good one. So gotta let him cook,
Yeah,
as kids say.
yeah. And lastly, real quick before we get into the games,
Yeah.
we're going to learn too. Are these guys really, some high end prospects, or are they some of those rubies when you scout them out that we would see? Are they some busts? Are they got are they some what was it, DJ Ulanguale? They have a little bit of that to them, because we've seen DJ Lagway, flash talent,
Hmm.
but is he all that?
Hey.
It's guys. We're gonna learn once they hit this. They find their new team, their new home. There's no excuses. Okay, Billy, you had Billy Napier as your coach.
Hmm.
Now, hypothetically speaking, DJ Lagway, you go to LSU, you got the ultimate schemer, play caller. This man had Blake Sims out here diming Amari Cooper up. You kids might not remember that, but Blake Sims go look up Blake Sims highlights and look up his stats before Lane Kiffin became the OC at Alabama, and you will understand that what Lane Kiffin did with him is the football equivalent of splitting the Red Sea. Nobody saw this coming. Um, but yeah, man, like Lane Kiffin with so many different QBs has maximized their potential. DJ Lagway is looked at as a generational prospect. You go to LSU, DJ, you got to deliver. No excuses. So I'm curious to see just where some of these guys wind up at, because you're gonna have to put it together.
No, you're absolutely right, Chris. This is a conversation jokingly I was having with my brother about who are the potential stars in college football, and who are just pretty much the bust when it comes down to it with this whole transfer portal. Guys are just leaving just like that, and they're not even taking that time to gel with the school that they're in and with the players that they're in. They're constantly moving in and out every year. Not just them, everybody else. Um, like when it comes down to that, like who's really learning? Are we learning anything? Like what does this bode for the future for like guys going into the league? Especially at the quarterback position. Uh, are guys going to be ready when they're being coached by like 8 different coaches? That it's definitely an interesting take, Chris. And look, I'm
Mm-hmm.
definitely with you, brother. Like, is this going to help or hurt college football and potentially the pros when it comes down to player development? I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, especially with the kind of offenses that are being ran now, and I don't know if guys really are picking up on the nuances of the game like we were seeing in times past. And if you're unable to grow with the program and grow with the coaching staff like quarterbacks in the past were able to do, it's tough. It's tough, man. These guys are just being thrown out here to the wolves. DJ Lagway, first year as a freshman, thrown in the fire, thrown to the wolves.
Mm-hmm.
Save me. Graham Mertz is hurt. Help me. You know what I'm saying? And some guys might be built for it. Trevor Lawrence was built for the moment to go out there and play as a true freshman. Everybody ain't like that though. And so yeah, man. I mean, some of these guys they might be bigger, faster, stronger, but when you see them between them lines on the field, you're left with a lot to be desired. So we'll see how these guys develop. We want the best for them, but it's hard to also let guys develop, Kory, when you're demanding millions of dollars as out of high school. You better be developed, brother. I'm putting 2 M's in your pockets. You better play today. So it's all that going on too. So it's that give and take. So it's quite interesting to be a high end QB prospect in today's college football, Kory.
No, you're absolutely right, Chris. This is definitely uncharted territory. It's like, look, as we record this on a Thursday evening, Chris, Texas A&M just came out and said, "Look, we have extended Mario Craver's contract, and he is now he's the highest paid wide receiver at Texas A&M in history." What does that even mean?
Extended. What you mean extended his contract, brother? Ain't you enrolled in school?
Like, yeah, like, bro, don't you got some humanities class to take in the spring? Like, come on now, like, what are we talking about? Like, this is the world we're living in, Chris, and I can't say anything other than wow, Chris. It's definitely the times have changed in the world of college football. Um, we still love it, still love talking about it because this sport is excellent when it comes down to X's and O's and just the pageantry. But man, different times we're living in, brother.
Very much so.
So yeah, man, we will see. We will see what happens when the portal opens up in January. We'll definitely be talking about it and letting you good folks know our thoughts on some of these players on where they'll be ending up going in the future for next season. So yeah, Chris, we got that down pat. Y'all ready to talk about the first round of the CFP this weekend?
Let's make it happen.
All right, all right. So, first round playoff games, guys. We will go ahead and kick things off with none other than the game in Norman, Oklahoma, Chris. Oklahoma, Alabama. The line has OU as a 1.5 point favorite. The over under is at 40 and a half. So, Vegas saw the last game, Chris, in Tuscaloosa, and they said nope. I think the game gonna end the same way.
Yeah, man. They see a defensive battle on our hands, Kory.
Mm-hmm.
So this game is this ESPN game? What? Oh, ABC, Kory.
I think it is. Let me check just to make sure. I think they announced that it's gonna be on ABC. Let's see.
And then the kickoff time as well.
Let's see.
I want to say it's going to be is it 7 local, 7 central, 8 eastern.
I think so 7 p.m. Central Time it should be. This game is going to be on ABC and ESPN out there for you good folks. So
yeah.
Night game
In Norman.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited.
Oh, man. Me too. That place will be electric. I mean, it's going to be rocking. I don't think the streets are ready to see what these playoff games are going to look like in Norman. I think it's going to be turned up in Oxford. You know, those people will be going stupid at the Grove. But in terms of this matchup, Kory, 2 SEC schools going at it. Man,
It's gonna be a big.
There's a lot to take into account in this one. Of course, OU has the edge in the Kalen DeBoer era. Coach Venables has defeated him twice, back-to-back seasons, going for the hat trick,
Yep.
the sweep, the season sweep.
Get the broom out.
And if he does so, man, that'd be so big for this program because he's an OU guy, Venables. So they want to see him succeed. That's why they have been, I want to say, more patient with Venables.
Right.
He was on the hot seat now.
He was.
He was on the hot seat, but he's delivered this season, got the team to the playoff. What I'm so curious about in this game, Kory, and what makes this such a tough thing for me to pick this game, but I'm a side. I'll tell you who I'm a side with. But Oklahoma's defense is great. Oklahoma's offense has left a lot to be desired. Alabama's a very talented team. But Alabama's execution this last month or so, especially offensively and all season long when it comes to the rushing attack, leaves a lot to be desired. You can make a case for both teams as to why they would win this game. I will say this though, as much as I love Oklahoma's defense, I trust Alabama's offense as one-dimensional as it is, Kory. I trust it just a little bit more in this matchup than OU's offense. We look at the first game. Turnovers, you can't necessarily predict turnovers. And I'm not saying OU isn't capable of forcing 3 or 4 turnovers in this matchup because this defense very well is. We see how they attack the ball, Kory. Every tackle, they are trying to punch it out. Like, it's not just your normal wrap-up tackling going on here. These boys are looking to make a play. So that you have to take that into account.
And Brent Venables, he teaches those guys that. Like, I think that's the name of the game for Brent. Like, look, by any means necessary, try to find a way to get the ball back.
Exactly. And that's what they do. That's what they do. So you got to credit OU for that. I just feel like turnovers is a little of a wild card stat. It's hard to just say that the same thing will happen in this rendition of the game. And I just feel like as tough as Alabama as it's been on the road for them to execute the offense, as troubling as this rushing attack has been, and as tough as it's been for Ty Simpson over the last 4 games, because he's struggled, I feel like Alabama might step up in this one offensively. I think Ty Simpson will have a good game. I see Ty Simpson. I can see him throwing for 300. I can see him throwing for a couple TDs, maybe 3. And if he throws for 3 TDs in this game, Kory, I think Alabama wins for sure. That might be the stat. If Ty Simpson throws for 3 or more touchdowns, oh, they lit. It's up in T-Town. But I just think with John Mateer, he hasn't been the same QB since the injury. And this may be the healthiest we will have seen him since the injury with this time off. But I just haven't seen it yet from OU offensively. And I'm going to just side with the team that has a talented QB in Ty Simpson, former 5-star recruit, bunch of 4- and 5-star wide receivers across the board. It's going to be tough. It ain't going to be pretty. I don't see a blowout happening because that's not how Kalen DeBoer gets down. They might even jump out on OU to start the game, Kory. It might be 14-zip Alabama. OU will make it a game somehow, some way. But I think at the end of the day, especially with Cuevas back on the field, the safety net for this Alabama offense, especially on 3rd and shorts, Cuevas will make the plays to extend the drive. He will be a big-time playmaker in this game. I expect Alabama to gut out a tough, not sexy, it's going to be a tough win on the arm of Ty Simpson. I don't think they'll be able to run the ball. If they do, that's a cherry on top. That's a bonus. But we haven't seen them run the ball all season, Kory. So why would I pick them knowing and say that they'll be able to run the ball now? I just think they'll make enough plays from Ty Simpson to win this game. 24-20, Alabama.
Interesting, sir. Well said. I gotta say, Chris, everything that you said, I gotta say it, but I gotta flip it at the end of the day. I think OU, as much as you are absolutely right, Chris, and look, we've watched them all season. John Mateer, before he got injured, man, OU looked like they were a capable team of literally, yeah, like they look like a national championship winning football team before that injury on John Mateer. After that injury, man, it was a slow, long process for him to get back just what I'd say like 75% of what we had saw in the first half of the season out of John Mateer. I think with this game, I think the team is what they are at this point. But I do think, Chris, that this Oklahoma team is still going to play lights out on defense as they always do. I think when you compare them with Alabama, I think they'll have a better rushing day than Alabama because, like you said, there's nothing that makes us believe that Alabama can run the football effectively this season. We have given them chance after chance, and they just haven't seemed to do it effectively enough with Jan Miller and all of those guys. So, give me Oklahoma to win this ball game. I think they'll be able to control the line of scrimmage to start off, and that will bode well for John Mateer for him to not have to do so much. He'll still take the ball and run downfield with his legs, but he wouldn't have to go downfield and take many shots unless there's just opportunities for him to do so. I think they're going to play some ground and pound football and run up the middle on Alabama to potentially get this win. So give me Oklahoma to utilize that rushing attack to ultimately win this game. The score, I gotta go ahead and I'll say Oklahoma wins this game 30-28. It's gonna be another one of those close games. I do think that's possible. It'll be a good game, but I think ultimately Oklahoma can win.
Oh no, it's very, very much so possible. There's so many different outcomes that can happen in this game. There's a world where Alabama beats Oklahoma handedly. As crazy as that sounds, that is very much possible. There's a world where Alabama doesn't get off the bus, Kory, and OU whoops them. You know, there's so many outcomes. I feel like Dr. Strange over here trying to process which one it's gonna be.
He sees all the outcomes. It's just a wild time, folks. But no, you're right, Chris.
Yeah. So I can definitely see what you feel like it's going to be the case. I can definitely see that playing out. But I just want to emphasize, especially Quavis, because I think he's expected to be on the field. He's expected to play in this one.
Yes. It's been kind of the rumor that he's going to be a game time decision, and most likely he's going to play in this game tomorrow. Or
I think Quavis is big. It's huge. We've seen Alabama since his departure, since his injury. This offense was already reliant on the passing attack, but he almost was the extended rushing attack for this team, Kory. He would catch so many plays out there on the boundary and the flats, and if the running game wasn't working, it didn't matter because he was catching those 3 or 4 yard passes and turn them into 8, 9, 10 yards. He almost was working as the rushing attack for this offense. And since his departure, we've seen this passing attack come to a screeching halt for Alabama. So I think his presence truly is that much impactful for this team. And if Alabama wants a chance to win, I think he'll be key in this one. I expect him to have a game, honestly. I think he'll have a day. So we'll see how it plays out. I ain't gonna lie, the Bama hater in me would love to see chaos, and would love to see Oklahoma win the game. I'm not shy about it. I love when Bama fans are in a tizzy. It does something to my spirit as a Georgia fan and as a Bama hater. But I will put that part of myself to the side, and I'm gonna go with the Tide to get the dub in this one.
Nice, man. Well, like I said, Chris, and this game is definitely going to tell a big story on who can outlast who. Can Oklahoma muster up any shred of offense to run off with this victory in Norman? They're going to be playing at home. Can they do that, or can Alabama? Can they muster up the offense after getting beat down in Atlanta against Georgia? Can they bounce back and win in the first round of the CFP against Oklahoma? So there's a lot riding on the line between both of these ball clubs. We will see what happens indeed.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Yeah, should be a fun one on Friday. So yeah, guys, I hope you all enjoy watching this game like Chris and I will. Well, Chris, we will move along with the next playoff game. Pretty much the next 3 are going to be aired this Saturday. We have Miami traveling to Texas A&M, Chris. The line has Texas A&M as a 3.5 point favorite. Over under is at 48.5. So, Chris, this is an interesting ball game.
It is.
Both of these teams took Notre Dame to the woodshed. And what do you know? They have to meet each other to see who's going to be the top dog. While Notre Dame somewhere with the clenched fist like Arthur, the Arthur meme, Watching both of these teams have fun in the playoffs. I'm just really joking. I'm sorry, Notre Dame fan. But yeah, this is an interesting ball game, Chris. A&M 3.5-point favorite. They're gonna be playing in College Station, so you know that place is gonna be rocking. Power's gonna be playing. 100,000 plus people there in Kyle Field. That place gets crazy, Chris. Who you got in this game? Because this is gonna be an interesting one.
It is interesting. It is. But to me, Kory, I think there's an obvious winner in this game. I'm going with Miami. I'm going with the Canes. I think Texas A&M is funny money. Texas A&M's good now. But I think Texas A&M is funny money. They played literally everybody in the bottom half of the SEC rankings in SEC standings.
He's not
That's
lying,
all
folks.
their wins. Literally every team they played was in the bottom, that they beat was in the bottom half of the SEC standings. The one time you play somebody who wasn't, little old big brother had to put it on you. Texas beats you.
Belt hands.
I'm just saying. You play somebody who was in the top half of the league, and they beat you. Miami has the talent to play with anybody in the nation. They are just as talented as every other top SEC team in the country. They have the guys in the trenches. We know A&M prides itself on its D-line. They have one of the best defensive lines in the nation. Well, Kory, Miami has one of the best offensive lines in the nation. Nothing but pro players on their O-line. You know, their right tackle will be a Sunday guy. Will be drafted in the first round next year. I mean, they have the guys up front. Then you look on the defensive side of the ball, and you see Bain Jr. and what he's done this season. Healthy. This Miami D-line is one of the better D-lines in the nation too. And get after the quarterback. And if you can, make Marcel Reed uncomfortable, we know what Marcel Reed can do. He can make big time plays now. But Marcel Reed giveth, he taketh as well. I mean, he could throw an interception in the same breath as he could throw a touchdown.
He does it easy. He makes it so easy.
Yeah, right. I mean, you see it. He makes big plays, and then he has you ready to pull your hair out like he did in the first half against South Carolina. I think there's too many signs, Kory, that kind of tell us that A&M they good, but they ain't that good, Kory.
Yeah, no. When you look at that schedule, Chris, they just didn't have that many top team wins. Like everyone that they played was pretty much where they were at. They were at the bottom half of the SEC, and A&M dominated every single week, as they should have. And then they came out and had some of those South Carolina-esque games. And ultimately they won that game. I mean, it's still impressive that they were down 30 and then came back and won that game. But, man.
You were down 30.
Yeah. You were down 30 against South Carolina, a team that was pretty much 6 feet under. So, this team this season, Chris, they've had those flashes of man, they look like one of the best teams in the country. But yeah, they've definitely had those moments where they've just been inconsistent. And do you trust a team like this in the playoffs where it matters? Look, they could turn it on and become one of the most dangerous teams in this playoff this season. That very well can happen. But kind of thinking that A&M, they've kind of hit a wall after that Texas game. I think we saw the cracks in the armor, And I think Miami potentially is going to expose their armor this Saturday. And they're going to crack it as well. They're going to shatter it. Because they're looking to go far in this thing this year. And they're still a really good team.
Mm-hmm. And I know people, there is a fair counter. Carson Beck makes his fair share of mistakes too. That is true.
Yeah.
But I've seen Carson Beck step up in these moments, like these kind of games, Kory.
Yeah.
For Georgia. I think Carson Beck will be locked in. I think Malachi Tony. We talked about him, man. That young man is special.
He is.
I think he can have a coming out party. I mean, most everybody who follows college football knows him, but this is gonna pull in the casual eyes. This could be the game that really starts his Heisman campaign for the 2026 season. He's that kind of electric talent at the receiver position, and I think Miami has what it takes to not only win this game, Kory. I think Miami, that's a sneaky team going forward. That of anyone playing this weekend, I think they have a great chance of causing some noise and pulling Ohio State. Ohio State played the first weekend last year against Tennessee and went on to win national championship. If there's a team that's playing that has a chance to do what Ohio State did last year, I feel like Miami is right there in the mix to do so.
Yeah, I think Miami definitely has the team. They have the squad to potentially go far. We said that earlier in the season before the Louisville and the SMU game as well, of how good this team was playing. And I think they can finally really get down to business and showcase why a lot of the national media was talking about them so highly at the beginning part of the season. Now you're in the playoffs. Now you got something to prove. I think this is Miami's opportunity to
Mario
showcase.
Cristobal needs this too.
And he needs this. He really needs this. Because if he doesn't, like, man, those people down there in Miami, they're gonna come out Mario Cristobal.
Yeah.
It's not
He
gonna
might
be
not
pretty.
Get fired, but they're gonna be like, hey man, you gonna have to win a couple playoff games next season.
Right.
You gonna have to make the semifinal at least to playoff.
Exactly. So yeah, man, it's gonna be it's gonna be interesting to see what happens in this game. I'm excited. I think both of these offenses are explosive. Both of these defenses are stifling. Heck, this game might be a very tight, contested game by the time we hit fourth quarter. We might get around like 17-17 in this one. Who knows? So I'm excited. I think we're going to be watching some good defensive football and potentially some moments where we'll see some great offensive plays as well in this game.
Yeah, I think we'll get a mix of both. I'm gonna go with the Canes to win 31-28.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Miami as well to win this game. I think they'll win 35 to 24. I think Miami will pull through and showcase to the college football world that they belong in this playoff, and that look, they were unfocused in mid-season, but they're in rare form now.
They play to their competition.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they do. That's one thing that those guys in Coral Gables know how to do. They know how to play up to their competition when the going gets tough. So, I think we're gonna see that, and it'll be an impressive win if they can do that as well. Because, like I said, Chris, College Station, it gets loud. That's one of the loudest venues in America. Like, some people don't make it out of Kyle Field.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm excited about this one. This should definitely be a fun game, Chris.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, we will see what happens in College Station this Saturday. Indeed. All right. Now, Chris, we're going to move on to the game in Oxford, Mississippi. I can't believe I'm saying that. Ole Miss hosting Tulane. The line has Ole Miss as a 17.5 point favorite. Over under is at 56.5. So, yeah, Chris, this is Ole Miss's first appearance in the college football playoff, just like A&M. What are your thoughts about this game? Who you got? I know a lot of people have been talking about Tulane not having a chance. I'll say my piece, but what are your thoughts?
You know, things will have to break Tulane's way, I feel like, for them to legitimately have a chance. Now, there are some question marks. Lane Kiffin's gone. New play caller. And we know Lane Kiffin. Lane be dialing it up, man. Say what you want about Lane Kiffin. When it comes to calling plays, managing like a football game, knowing when to do this, when to press the buttons, 9 times out of 10, he presses the right button. He have his mishaps, the get your popcorn ready game. Yes. When we look at all the other games that he's been calling plays for Ole Miss, and then we talk about his time at Alabama too, like he really was great at dialing it up. Is great at dialing it up. I don't think losing Lane will come back to bite Ole Miss in this one per se. Tulane, they had their own distractions too. John Sumrall has handled his exit gracefully at Tulane. As he's done the anti-Kiffin. He's handled his acceptance of another job as well as a coach can, and it's been the two schools have been working Tulane and Sumrall have been working hand in hand and making this bad boy work and finishing this thing off the right way together. I think Tulane will come in juiced up. They will give it a great go. I just think Ole Miss just has much more talent. We've seen Ole Miss dominate Tulane. And I think Ole Miss will do so again in this one. I think it's going to get ugly. Respect to Tulane for the season that they have had. They have good players. It's a very well-coached team. And I would enjoy this game if it is a close game. But I don't think it will be. Even if it's maybe close in the first quarter, I think as the game continues, I think Ole Miss will put it on them. And honestly, I think they'll put it on them to start the game. I see this one being 45-17, Kory. I think Ole Miss dogs Tulane out, and Coach Sumrall can go ahead and get them Gator boys ready and do his thing over in Gainesville.
Well said. Well, my thoughts about it, Chris, is I think what we saw, because these two played against each other earlier in the season, and Ole Miss put a beat down on Tulane. Could they do it again? Yeah, it very well could happen. I think you do have to factor a little bit of Lane Kiffin's not the head coach there. That voice isn't walking around on the sidelines anymore. Does that matter ultimately in this ball game?
Charlie Weiss Jr.
Yes,
is calling the plays.
Yes, and look, some people have mentioned. Shout out to Stephen Willis from Locked On Ole Miss. He talked about it. I was listening a few days ago about Charlie Weiss Jr. He was the head honcho in charge practically of that offense. A lot of what you saw was his doing and speeding up that offense. A lot of that was him. The whole philosophy of how that offense is ran is through Charlie Weiss Jr. So we should be on the lookout of seeing that being presented in this ball game this weekend. So there were times that Lane did make some calls on certain big plays. And look, Lane, we know Lane is all about making the big plays. We've seen that from him time and time again. Yeah, that would definitely be going. But ultimately, I think Charlie Weiss Jr. He's going to be trying to coach the job of his life in this game and going forward into the playoffs, depending on how far they make it in. So, yeah, I think Ole Miss is potentially going to win this game. Give me Ole Miss to win. I'd say 45-21. I do think Tulane will make it interesting, but ultimately, I think Ole Miss will come out on top of this one. I think there's so much talent out there that's wanting to make a statement, and a lot of these guys stayed for this moment. So, give me the Rebels to win this game big in Oxford.
Yeah, this is a big game for those guys, man. So I think they'll go out there and do their thing. And it's not no disrespect to Tulane, man. It's just I don't see no Boise State, Oklahoma in this one. No 2007 Fiesta Bowl vibes. I don't see that kind of game playing out. I don't see the Urban Meyer Utah days where Utah all of a sudden, is whooping up on teams they ain't got no business beating. I don't see that playing out. Ole Miss has too much firepower. I saw Ole Miss develop a game plan where they said we are not throwing to this one DB, and still torched Mississippi State. Just going to the other side of the field. Like they know what they are doing there. You know what I'm saying? Like they truly, despite Lane Kiffin being gone, I think that's a very good offensive coaching staff. So yeah, I expect them to put on the show, honestly. So give me Ole Miss.
Yeah, it should be a great day for the folks there in Oxford. You're already taken down Tulane once. Why not do it again? Go for dose. So yeah, man, we will see what happens this weekend indeed. So, yeah. Now, Chris, we have our final first round playoff game. This one in similar fashion. Oregon hosting James Madison. The line has Oregon as a 21 point favorite. No halves in this one. Over under is at 47 and a half though. Yeah, Chris. Oregon and James Madison. I gotta say it. I think Dante Moore is gonna be able to name and score. He's just gonna be able to just point to the scoreboard and look. He can put any number he wants to on James Madison this weekend. Look, no disrespect to James Madison. They've had a great season. No disrespect to Bob Chesney. I think he's a heck of a coach. I think UCLA is going to be putting up some numbers with his offense. Mm-hmm. With that being said, I think Oregon's going to smash James Madison this weekend, Chris. I think that's all that can be said.
Yeah, Oregon just has way too many athletes. You look at the rosters. Oregon has 6 5-star guys. James Madison, none. Then Oregon has, I believe, like 32 more 4 stars. I mean, they got a bunch of good players, man. You know what I'm saying? The talent level discrepancy is wide in this one. And James Madison, this is a team that runs the football very well, Kory. Their only hope is to dominate the line of scrimmage. You got to keep Oregon off the field offensively. Slow this game down. Make every possession count if you want a chance. I need you sucking up 6, 8, 10 minutes off the clock per possession, per drive. You need to milk the clock. You need your possessions to be 12 plays, 15 play, 18 play drives, Kory. You need to just slow this game down, make it come to an absolute standstill. You need Oregon to get on the field like, damn, there's 2 minutes left in the quarter already. That's the kind of game this has to be, I feel like, for James Madison to have a chance. And unfortunately, I don't think that will be the game that happens. I think this game is going to be a track meet with a whole lot of 3 and outs from James Madison and a whole lot of 6 and 1s from Oregon. 6 points and the extra point after. I think Oregon puts a stomping on poor old James Madison. I think the final score is going to be 55-10. It's going to get real disrespectful out there. And Oregon ain't calling the dogs off. This is a team that lost last season after being the number 1 team in the nation to Ohio State. They got screwed. They got jobbed by the people who do the bracket by having to play Ohio State in the Rose Bowl last season. This is a revenge tour season for them. They are here to take bodies. They are here to whoop everybody's ass thoroughly, up and down the field. They ain't gonna call it off on James Madison. Ain't no love lost. Ain't no disrespect in this one. It's just it is what it is, and James Madison happens to be the casualty. They finna beat them down.
I love how the way you said it. You brought more of the passion that than James Madison is gonna bring on Saturday. I love it. Oh my gosh! Like, look, folks. I'm ready to run through a brick wall right now for Oregon football. Oh. Come on now, this is great.
Just keeping it real though, like this team, they've been waiting for this all season.
Oh yeah,
they ain't worried about the regular season. They've been waiting for this. This is the start of the season.
Yes, no, I agree with you, Chris. They've been waiting for this moment, and look, they want to have that opportunity to present itself where, hey, they want to wait on a team like Ohio State. They hope Ohio State makes it to the national championship and that they can possibly make it to the national championship. Because look, Oregon, Ohio State national title game, that won't be the first time we've seen that. Hey, I think there'll be an interesting one indeed. So, hey, I'm with you, Chris. I think this is Oregon being on their revenge tour, and they got an opportunity to showcase that this Saturday, taking on James Madison. So I feel bad for Bob Chesney's group. Look, I know ultimately he is a defensive coach. I don't think it's gonna be much defense being played in this one, unfortunately. Nothing against him. I just think Oregon's on a different mission. And I think that's just going to be the way it's going to be, Chris. So give me Oregon to win this game. I have to go ahead and say 55-0. I don't even think James Madison gets a touchdown. I don't even think they get a field goal, unfortunately.
Yeah, man. It's tough. I mean, that can very well be how this plays out. This one's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly, y'all.
I think so, man. I definitely think so. So, hey, we'll see. Maybe James Madison will, put my foot in my mouth, and I'll be back on here live on Sunday talking about how James Madison, made sure to make me look like a fool and eat crow, and I will be gladly eating crow right here on the stream. So
same.
So yeah, man, it's gonna be a great day. It's gonna be a great day for a lot of these teams out here trying to make a name for themselves in the first round of the CFP. I can't wait, Chris. Should be a big weekend indeed in college football in the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, that is it, Chris. Another great show. Can't wait for us to talk about it on Sunday. The fallout of the first round of the CFP. We'll definitely be here, folks. So yeah, definitely be tuned in to hear Chris and I's thoughts here on Sunday. But before we head out of here, Chris, we got some outros. I'll start off with you. Let the good folks know where they can find you on social media.
Yeah. Follow your boy on X at Chris_Bolton_12 and on Instagram at Chris.Bolton_.
Awesome. Awesome. Definitely follow Chris on there. And yeah, guys, you can follow me on X at Listen to KSW. I'm on there talking college football, professional wrestling. John Cena, now retired. Our boy,
Boy got choked out. Gunther.
he got choked out. Still reeling off of that. Indeed. Look, Gunther is on one, Chris. I don't know if you saw
He been out here
him.
talking real greasy.
Yeah. Look, we talking about the stick talk of the one Gunther, Chris. Oh my gosh, this man is a menace. Like what have we created? But I love it though.
Out here to take over, man. Yeah, Gunther said this my time.
Yeah, look, this is my time to shine. Look, I've destroyed all of your heroes. I will continue to destroy all of your heroes. I promise you.
He ain't lying.
Look, yeah, he definitely backing it up, Chris. He ain't just talking. He backing it up with his fists. So hey, I gotta give a shout out to Gunther. He really knows how to make us all look foolish.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, guys, definitely follow me on there. And yeah, always, guys, feel free to follow us on X, Instagram, TikTok at BD Sportscast. You can find our content there. Follow us on our podcast format. If you want to listen to the show on podcast form, of course, you know where to find us there. And also leave a like, comments, and subscribe on our official YouTube channel here. We appreciate you guys, and also on Twitch as well. We appreciate you guys' support as always. So yeah, we will be back, like I said, on Sunday to go over everything that happened in the first round of the college football playoffs. So yeah, guys, definitely be tuned in to hear Chris and I's thoughts on some of the great games over the weekend. But until next time, guys, I'm Kory Willis. He's Chris Bolton. You are listening to the Breakdown Sportscast. We will chat with y'all later.
Peace.
Peace.